Hello, my beautiful hearts. It is your favorite spiritualist, the Aquarian alchemist. And I just wanted to hop on live and be present and check in. I just got done working out, so I look a little disheveled, which doesn't matter because I'm showing up as my authentic self. Right. Okay. Just making sure we was here. I literally just hopped off my bike. So I want to make sure everyone did their journal prompt. I did mine last night. The journal prompt was, what was the journal prompt? What abundance really means to me. That's what it was. I put wealth, but then I had to change it because we know that abundance is more than just wealth. Wealth is a part of abundance, but it's not the whole thing. So what does wealth mean to me? So I'm going to share a little bit what I wrote. I'm not going to share the whole thing because, of course, journaling is personal. It's something that is for you, it's not for everybody. But so I'll just share a little bit. I said, abundance is time and space, time to rest and rejuvenate, space to create and explore. That's a big one for me, not having to be on a certain type of a schedule, being able to create my own schedule. That's a very big blessing for me. That's a very big sign of abundance in my life for me. And being able to spend time with my children, I also put that on there. Abundance is always having more than enough money to meet my obligations and responsibilities. Being abundant in knowledge and resources, being able to help lead and guide others, or lend a helping hand. So that's just some examples of what abundance means to me. I hope you are able to identify some things that abundance means to you. Also, like I said, we're shifting our mindset, okay? That's what we're doing this week. We're aligning with abundance through shifting our mindset, becoming aware of our thoughts, becoming aware of our limiting belief systems, and our scarcity mind frames, okay? So, we're going to be using affirmations, okay? So energy alignment tools today's Tuesday, and I have on my calendar to present energy alignment tools, which I already did with journaling. Journaling can also be used as kind of like a form of scripting, which scripting is basically writing something in the present tense that may not have happened yet. Something that you're aiming to manifest, but you're writing it as if it's already happening. Right? So it's kind of like you're writing a script for your life. Think about a movie. You write a movie script. Okay, this is what's going to happen in the movie. Your life is a movie. Okay, you're writing a script for your life. Okay, I woke up in my $1 million home and, got up and I had coffee and, I got the children up. The housekeeper had already prepared breakfast. I mean, if that's your thought process, had already prepared breakfast. I went out, had a run, came back and drank my smoothie. Even if this isn't your regular routine currently, this is something that you're aspiring to. So you can go ahead and put it out there. This is another form of manifestation and visualization is scripting. So that's those are two tools that I really want you to hone in on this week, and as well as your language and being aware of what you say. I just got out of class before I went and worked out. I had my class today, and they were talking about different lending opportunities, for loans and stuff like that. And some people were making comments, but I honestly was like, man, it feels like to get a loan, you have to prove that you don't need one. And then, I was kind of being funny, but when I thought about it, I was like, you know what? Why am I like speaking kind of negative towards that? So I had to catch myself too, because usually I'm very positive and upbeat, but when it comes to some systems that are in place in our government, in our just society in general, they get really annoying for me. And it's like red tape. And, you know, there's certain things I get, you know, I get if you loan out money to someone, you want to be, you know, pretty sure that they can pay it back. However, you know, if they don't pay it back, you're going to write it off and you're still going to get that money. You're going to be fine. You know what I mean? So it's this system that's in play that I get annoyed with. But even with that, I know that abundance goes beyond that. Abundance goes beyond systems. Abundance goes beyond barriers if you allow it to. So I had to check myself. So that's just an example of something that you can think about and use and say, okay, how am I looking at money? How am I looking at abundance? How am I speaking about it? How am I speaking towards it? What's my attitude towards it? You know, because that was showing a kind of like an attitude towards, you know, even though it wasn't per se towards the abundance, it was towards the system, which can provide abundance to some people in some ways. So, you know, it's kind of like a little gray area, but I had to just kind of, you know, look at that because I'm being aware and conscious, because I am consciously aligning myself with abundance, not with lack, not with scarcity, not being afraid, not, you know, oh, why is there so much red tape? That's not what I'm aligning with. So that's why I had to reel it back in and say, hold on, you know what? Whatever. You know, it's, you know, abundance goes beyond that, you know, manifestation goes beyond those barriers, and you have to believe that and know that, because I've seen it firsthand. And when I get to telling some personal stories, you're going to be like, okay, you know, because that's just how, if you have the heart and mind to believe that it's possible, that you're deserving, then the sky is really not even the limit. You know, it's beyond the sky at that point. So I did write my goal down for August. I'm not sharing it right now. Not my big goal, but I will say my goal, one of my goals too is, like I said, I'm doing more than one goal, but I have one big goal, and then I have like a smaller goal. Just continue to, see increase in engagement and increase in followers and things like that. And also to increase in building this community, which is what that's been the ultimate goal since, you know, May, which I really was been focused in on, but I kind of started presenting it in June, July. So yeah, I hope everyone's had a good day so far. You know, we had Taco Tuesday, and we had some tacos, and then I had to go work out because I was like, all that tacos and sour cream and all that. So I had to do that. But yeah. So I feel like we're off to a good start this week. We are aligning with our affirmations. I have some affirmations too. That's what I was getting on my computer for. Thank you for reminding me. But we're going to have some affirmations. I'm going to be presenting different affirmations, but I'm going to be using the number 8 a lot because we're in August, because it's, you know, 8 is also like abundance. You know, if you turn it, you turn the 8 on its side, it's the infinity symbol. So that's like an abundance attracting, you know, mechanism too that I like to use. And let's see. So you'll hear me say, you know, write 8 things you're grateful for. You know, I'm going to present to you 8 affirmations that you can use continually. And like, affirmations work best when you use them every day, when you say them every day or multiple times a day. Because what's happening is you're having to break a yoke on your mind. If you've never used affirmations before, this is a great time to start. Okay? I'm going to warn you, when you first start using affirmations, it can feel like a little bit weird, a little bit lame, but you have to think. Our thought process, our mind has been bombarded with ideas, with influence. So, you know, so much, even since we were a child, these things are now ingrained in our mental, you know, so we have to reprogram ourselves. You know, we really have to take stock of what we believe. And, you know, because some of this stuff is subconscious. Okay, some of these beliefs and thoughts and attitudes are subconscious. And then, so when you introduce the affirmations, you are consciously saying, okay, you're letting spirit know, you're letting yourself know, I am consciously, this is what I want. So you begin to override that programming. And that's what you want to do. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're doing. We're overriding that old scarcity programming of lack, and we're bringing in the abundant frequency. Okay, we're introducing that, and we're keeping that. So today is the 5th, so I'm going to give 5. Number 5 is abundance is not outside of me. It radiates from within me. So write this down. Abundance is not outside of me. It radiates from within me. Each breath I take activates the vibration of overflow in my life. That's so powerful. When I just said that, I felt it. Like when you say these affirmations, you feel them. It's like the vibration enters you. You feel that. And, you know, but like I said, continuing to say it, continuing to put that into the universe. No, this is what I want. You know, oh, I know my account looks like this, or, oh, I know my credit looks like, you know, it's not in the 700s or 800s where I want it. So that means, you know, no, I'm introducing something new. Okay, I see this, but I'm introducing, this is my reality. This is the reality that I want. This is the reality that I am manifesting. And this is the reality that I respond to. One of abundance. Okay? Be the architect of your life. That's what's we're doing here. You're changing, you're making the needed changes in your life. No more sitting around complaining, whining, blaming. All that stuff gets you nowhere. It gets us nowhere. And I had to learn that firsthand, you know. And yes, there are people to blame. Let's you know, put that out there. There's people you can blame. There's people to blame. But why blame them when we can put your energy towards making a positive change in your life? Why spend energy looking at other people and their behaviors and what they do or what they've done in the past, instead saying, you know what, going forward, that's not going to happen again. Going forward in my future, this is what's going to be, because I am ordaining it and I am declaring it and I am decreeing it and I am affirming it, and that's what's going to happen. Okay? All right. Okay, so we are in alignment. We are getting in alignment. Also, I wanted to say before I close out, because I'm getting ready to close it down so I can go to the shower. Yes, it's important. Movement. Moving your body, exercising, going to the gym, walking, running, biking, swimming, whatever you can do to be active in your body is also a catalyst for manifestation, for speeding up your manifestation, okay? You can speed up your manifestation through saying affirmations while you're working out. Saying affirmations, you know, while you're in the shower, in the tub, you know, that water where that currency is there. I'm giving you all the tips and tricks. Either you're going to listen and use them and see a change, or you're going to still keep complaining, making excuses, saying it's a gimmick, it's a crock, or either you're going to find out for yourself what's real, because I'm telling you and I'm showing you it works. So join in, get in the vibration of abundance. It's here. Okay. All right. So this is pretty much what I wanted to say. I wanted to check in. I wanted to show my face and be present, let you know that I'm here and we're still on track. We're still in alignment. And tomorrow we're going to be taking more action steps. We're going to talk about how we're going to be doing more action steps in abundance. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, I love y'all. Tonight, I want you to think of an affirmation that you can say on your own. I'm going to present affirmations. Like I said, I have 8 affirmations that I have that I'll probably post, if not tonight, tomorrow for sure. But I'm going to post them. But I want you to come up with your own. Come up with an affirmation that speaks to you personally. These are my own affirmations that I'm creating. I want you to come up with one on your own that you could easily just say, like, I have everything that I need always. Something simple. It doesn't have to be long and elaborate. It can, you know, say it like you're speaking to yourself or speaking to someone you know. You know, people say, like, I'm too blessed to be stressed. That's an affirmation, you know. But I have everything I need always. Everything is always working out for me. That's a very famous one. You know, that's a Louise Hay. Everything is always working out. Is that Louise Hay or is that? No, I think that's not Louise Hay. I can't. Her name is. It's escaping me right now. But it's another one. Everything is always working out for me. That's a very famous one. But I want you to come up with your own. One that speaks to you. One that, you know, that you enjoy and works for you. And then, you know, you can share it in the comments if you want. You know, somebody else might benefit from it. or you can keep it to yourself. But I just want you to think about it and come up with it, okay? Because it's a tool that you can always use. All right? Well, I hope everyone has a good night, and I will see you probably tomorrow. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you the day after. I have a busy day tomorrow. So if I don't see you tomorrow, I will see y'all Thursday for sure. All right? Love y'all. Have a good night. Ciao.